Harlem by Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or does it syrup and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it just explode? Explosion. That's one word to describe the gift that Langston Hughes had. He had a way with words. He wasn't just a poet. He was a prolific playwright. He was a journalist. He wrote short stories. He was an essayist. He was also the thought leader of the Harlem Renaissance. Most importantly, Langston Hughes took his gift and used it as a platform to tell the stories, to lend voices to the other African Americans, not just in Harlem, but to raise an awareness, to shine the light of equality on what we are doing. Okay, next slide. His influence reached many. However, the most important person that he influenced was Lorraine Hansberry. Lorraine Hansberry took a line from his poem called Harlem, a raisin in the sun, and wrote a prolific play that was critically acclaimed. Who is Lorraine Hansberry? Lorraine Hansberry was born on May 19th, 1930, and she was the youngest of 4 children. She enjoyed a comfortable middle-class existence. In 1938, her father, Carl, challenged the segregated housing pattern in Chicago when he purchased a home in an all-white neighborhood. Langston Hughes was the mentor. Lorraine Hansberry was the mentee. And what she learned from him was how to take her gift and use it to bring an awareness to a people who were oppressed. Okay. As a result of her father's legal issues, the family was threatened by a white mob and forced to leave by a court order. Carl Hansberry took the case to the Supreme Court, where he won a favorable judgment in 1940. This is what that newspaper article looked like of that day. Hansberry decision opens 500 new homes to race. In 1957, she wrote A Raisin in the Sun and completed and gained critical attention for not only its content, but also the fact that it was written by a young African American woman. Her play really spoke to the heart of the country. Her play dealt with the American dream, or the African American version of the American dream, and how it seemed to be implausible for most. She dealt specifically with the breakdown of the African American family, and she dealt with housing discrimination. Housing discrimination. Okay. One of the things that her poverty, one of the hinges that her play rested on, was the family, the Youngers, lived in abject poverty. They lived 5 people in a 1-bedroom apartment. And there was not enough money coming in. The mother, the matriarch of the family, Lena Younger, was the matriarch again. However, she also has to still raise quote unquote grown children, Walter Lee and Benethia, his wife, and their son. Total of 5 people living in a 1-bedroom apartment. The family is coming out of poverty or into a large sum of money. This is where the dilemma lies. Everybody has a vision of how they want to spend the money, but truly it is mama's money, and no one seems to be thinking about her or what she wants. Here are some of the things that the play accomplished. After successful runs in the Philadelphia, Chicago, and New York, A Raisin in the Sun opened on Broadway on March the 11th, 1959, to critics' raving. Hansberry is the first African-American woman to have her play produced on Broadway, running 528 performances. Hansberry's play crossed social lines with powerful grace, appealing to critics, activists, artists, and theatergoers, shed the light on the civil rights movement. Lorraine Hansberry was definitely one of a kind. Her plays were relevant because she touched the issues and massaged the heart of the civil rights movement. Thank you.